What is up, everyone? Punmeister X here, and the future is upon us. Right now, virtual reality is the big thing. We've got the Oculus Rift, the HTC Vive, the Samsung Gear, and soon the PlayStation VR. So we're going to hear more about the PlayStation VR, hopefully at E3, as well as the PlayStation 4 Neo. So it came out recently that the PlayStation 4 Neo was kind of introduced because the PlayStation VR would not work very well on the PS4, the original PS4. And according to a quote from Edge magazine, the PSVR was going to be terrible on a launch PS4. It was going to be truly awful. Something a bit more powerful starts to bring VR into range. If you wanted to deal with crazy requirements for performance in VR, you absolutely have to introduce new hardware. And I totally get it. I mean, the PS4, when it came out, same with the Xbox One, were underpowered, and people were coming out saying this console is already behind the current generation of PCs. Mostly it's usually when a new console comes out that the consoles are future-proofed and are ahead of PCs for a couple of years, and then PC catches up and whatnot. But the current consoles just aren't as powerful, and now you have new PS4 coming out, and I believe a new Xbox One, but we'll find out more about that at E3. And when you have both of this coming out, it's just like, why is this happening? Obviously, the reason is it has something to do with virtual reality, when it's being the new thing, and everyone's excited for it. And I made a previous video on this that you can check out about my feelings on virtual reality. But right now, the big issue I have is the cost of entry is way too high at the moment. PS4 VR is going to launch this fall for $400 in the US, and $400 is a little steep for what you're paying for. And now it's coming out that you need the PS4 Neo to actually efficiently run PlayStation VR. I'm assuming Sony's going to go ahead and release VR to work on original PlayStation 4s, because if not, then there's like 40 million people that can't use it. But if it's not running as smoothly, then it's going to get bad reviews, and people are just going to be like, well, what's the point of me buying this if I can't use it properly? And then it might die down and be a waste of Sony's money. Here's the problem. If they're introducing new hardware that's already going to probably be behind again, and we're having this, I guess, smartphone mentality of upgrade consoles every 2 years or 3 years or so, that's going to be very bad on the console market. We're in a state of change right now, obviously, in the gaming industry, because most of the console companies, Sony, Microsoft, are like, we don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, Microsoft's going on and it's like, we're going to put our money in the PC market, kind of, and release first-party games. Not all of them, but release some of our first-party games on PC along with Xbox One and have cross-compatibility. And it's almost like, what's the point of getting an Xbox One? But anyways, if they're doing this just for virtual reality, it's a little too much. Here's what I want to know. Did Sony ever learn anything from the Kinect? You remember Xbox brought out the Kinect mid-cycle, and it was kind of used as a, let's extend the life cycle of this console, which, you know, not a bad idea. But then they started making everything for Kinect, and then everyone's like, I don't want Kinect games. I want hardcore normal games that I can use on my controller, which I don't blame them, right? And this could potentially happen to virtual reality, where people are going to get it and it's like, oh, not as good as I thought. It's basically Kinect again. Now, obviously, that's not entirely what VR is. It's a little bit different from Kinect and all that, but it could easily go that route. And now the bigger issue is that virtual reality is much more expensive than, say, the Kinect. I don't remember what the Kinect came in, but it was at an affordable pace. And the launch Xbox One released with the Kinect, so it was bundled in and still somewhat in a decent price range, even if it was more expensive, the original Xbox One. But if virtual reality goes this way, then you've got a console that is probably going to sell well, somewhat, even though some people are pissed off about it. I know I'm kind of pissed off. I just bought a PS4, and yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, I hope virtual reality for PS4 isn't terrible. I hope it does well. I mean, it's kind of expensive right now, but eventually it will go down in price and people might be able to pick it up. But let's just hope, for all of our sakes, that it does not become the Virtual Boy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about virtual reality on the PS4 or virtual reality in general. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.